right. So we're talking about some really interesting stuff. Angel, hi, Randy. Probably should say hi. I
Hey,
haven't seen you in a
Angel.
while. It's been a couple weeks. It's been
It
really
has been.
busy, but it's good to be back.
Yes.
And we were talking as we prepared for this, and we just got on some really cool stuff. I'm like, let's just stop and hit record and continue the conversation because I think this is really important. And I think the last thing that you said that we were just kind of talking about was something that you experienced where you're talking about our consciousness and our physical bodies. So if you could kind of say that again and we could just pick up from there, because I think this is a really important piece to talk
Def-
about.
Definitely. What I kind of realized, once you start diving into, researching spirituality and everything else, you first hear that the body is a vessel and your spirit is just like housing inside of the housing, right? And the first thought you're thinking like, okay, well, it's just a physical thing and my spirit's inside of it, and I don't have to really take care of the physical because what's important is what's inside of it. And I was reading a
Yeah.
book the other day, and it kind of pointed to the fact that your body is not just physical, but it's consciousness also, but it's a physical consciousness that abides with your spiritual consciousness. So you generally have control over both. And it's just up to I guess your will of what you decide your body to do and how it connects and what you feed it in that sense.
I love that. I really love that because, old school doctrine tells us, your body's a temple,
Hmm.
right? And then you start thinking about all the things that, I'm an Xer, so all the things that we were told growing up, you are what you eat, and all the different levels of nutrition and all this kind of cool stuff.
Hmm.
And that's all important, right? And there are several people out there that are gurus and metaphysicians and speak about how you can connect to your body. I do believe that spirit it's not as simple as like we have a soul sitting inside us to me. It's a presence. Our spiritual being is a
Hmm.
presence. And then our physicality is literally a vessel, a shell that we sit within, right? And it's symbiotic.
Hmm.
To me, it's symbiotic. It's like you can be a powerful spiritual practitioner working in spirit, whether you're healing or you're like even just talking to people,
Hmm.
exerts and exerts stuff upon your body, right?
Hmm.
And if you think about, we'll take it away from even spirituality and let's just talk about creativity.
Hmm.
You're a singer, you're a dancer, you're an athlete,
Yeah.
and you have to train
Yes.
so that your body can perform. And it doesn't matter how beautiful your voice is as a singer. If you don't take care of your body can't support your art.
Right.
Eventually, it will give out on you. Whether your voice will go out on you
Hmm.
or you just leave us because you don't take care of yourself. Because there's a lot of pressure. You do a lot to your body as you press yourself as an athlete, as you press yourself as a creative. So spiritually, you're giving yourself to people, right?
Hmm.
Healing them or whatever you do, you're giving yourself to people. How are you going to replenish that? It's your body that replenishes you, right?
Right.
So you have to take care of your body. And we don't do it very well, do we?
No, I think a lot of it, and I think it's a lot of information out there that makes it more confusing than it needs to be because there's so much different diets, so much different fads, so much different. You can drink this, you can't drink this, you can eat eggs, but you can't eat eggs. And it makes it so confusing where you can't really, focus on one thing that helps you or one good thing that doesn't help you. And it can make it difficult. And a lot of people, they just throw their hands up and they're like, you know what, I'm just going to eat what I eat and done
Damn, I
because,
even done. I'm still feel good about my life. Give me my
right,
give me my Chick-fil-A.
exactly. Just give it to me. I'm just gonna eat it, whether it's bad or not. What? Hey.
That is so funny, but it's true. And I run the gambit with that myself,
Hmm.
especially when we're having a hard time.
Hmm.
You know, I am a stress eater. I love chocolate. I love ice cream. I love wonderful, warm, gooey, bready
Hmm.
desserts, cinnamon rolls. I love all that stuff.
Yeah.
And when it's stressful, I can crave that like anybody
Hmm.
else. Oh God, I love the smell of just rolls cooking in the house. It just eases the soul. I
Yeah.
love a yummy chocolate cake. It just when you're stressing it out in life, it eases the soul. I don't
Yeah.
believe in scarcity. I don't believe you should punish yourself. I don't believe you're like, when you tell yourself, I'm not gonna eat any more of this, the first thing
Hmm.
that's gonna happen is you're gonna want that.
Right.
And so now you're torturing yourself. So
Yeah.
I think the key is for me, I was a personal trainer for many, many years.
Hmm.
And the key is not to say, what is the right diet to follow? I hate the word diet. I didn't like to use it when I was a
Hmm.
trainer because the foundations of the word diet is die, you know.
Mm.
So I never really liked the word diet. I like nutrition better,
Right.
What nutrition do I want to tap into? And I think that that's different for everybody.
Hmm.
I think it's about being healthy, and we can talk about that sometime. But I think when you're tapping into your spiritual consciousness, most people don't realize that it's like, how can I put it? I talk about it being symbiotic. We walk around unconscious.
Hmm.
We really do. We walk around unconscious. We just wake up. 99% of human beings just get up and just go into the world without engaging in spiritual stuff. They
Yeah.
just
Autopilot.
just go on and get out there like zombies. They're just gonna go
Hmm.
and do.
Yeah.
So at some point in time, many of us decide, you know what, I want to connect to my spirituality. I'm going to find a guru. I'm going to go to a yoga class. I'm going to go to a psychic, whatever it is that they want to do. And they start to tap into their spirituality.
Hmm.
And they treat it like it's a separate thing.
Mm.
They set an alarm, they get up 6 o'clock in the morning, they do their 20-minute meditation, they burn some sage, and then they take a breath, they write in their journal, and then they go to work. And now they're human.
Right.
And the next time they tap into their spirituality, they step out of being human and they go into their spirituality. So I think what most of us don't realize is that when you're in that space of connection, you can connect to your body. And because it's your body, it will talk to you
Hmm.
and it'll tell you what it wants, right?
Yeah.
It'll tell you, I need more protein. It'll tell you, I need more water. It'll tell you I need more exercise. I know exercise is hard for a lot of people
Hmm.
because there's nothing interesting about exercise. I have a dear friend of mine and he goes to the gym and that the gym is his sanctuary. When
Mm.
his life gets all stressful,
Yeah.
he goes to the gym and that's where he goes. And as a result, he's absolutely beautiful. His body is phenomenal, right?
Right.
But not everybody wants to do that.
Yeah.
And
For a lot
so
of people, I think it's more stressful to do that than to.
yeah, yeah. If you stress yourself out, you're not going to go.
Right.
But
Yeah.
you can get up and go for a walk.
Hmm.
You can throw some music on in your living room and dance. Dance
Hmm.
is an extremely rigorous
Oh yeah.
cardio, and you don't have to dance well. Nobody cares. Close your curtains, send your kids and your spouse to the room, close the door, put on some
Yep.
music, and just do
Yeah. Just go
whatever.
out.
Just
Hmm.
dance. You don't even
Yeah.
have to stand up. If you have a lot of weight to lose, if you're having ambulatory issues like I do, you can sit in your chair and
Oh
move
yeah.
around. Just move your body because your body needs to move.
Hmm.
I have this joke I say where because I'm a horror fan. I'm a writer, I'm a horror fan, and I always say when the zombie apocalypse comes, I want to be able to run from the zombies. I don't want to be dinner.
Right. I definitely agree.
Yeah, so your body has to be able to move
Hmm.
because the zombies today run fast. When I was a
Oh
kid,
yeah.
they were like, now they run. So you gotta be able to run from
Hmm.
the zombies. So it's important that we are healthy. It's important that when you're 80 years old, I just saw a video of a 95-year-old woman running a marathon.
Mm.
If you
Wow.
want, how do you want to live your life? that you still got to ask that question, even if you are going to be spiritual,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, indeed.
You still got to go get your medical checkups. You got to look at your labs. Are you borderline diabetic? Diabetes is rampant
Mm.
in our society.
Yeah,
But
it is increasing.
if it's type 2, it can be reversed. How do I do that? Well, your doctor, I am not that kind of doctor. Your doctor can give you that feedback, but you know who else can give you that feedback is your body.
Mm.
If you tap into it.
Right.
And tapping into it is not easy, but it's a thing.
Hmm.
And I believe that if you do the work, this is a difficult sentence to say. I don't want anybody coming for me. But if you do the work, you go inside, you can get your body through just about anything.
Hmm.
I was
Yeah.
paralyzed. I couldn't walk. I was told I'd never walk again, and I'm walking. I spent a lot of time talking to my body,
Mm.
asking it what it needs, and
Right.
listening to it tell me what I need to do. It's not fun because sometimes it tells me stuff I don't want to do. And sometimes I argue with myself where it's like, do you want to? Is this the life you want?
Right.
I'm telling you what I need. You asked me what I need, and I'm telling you.
Right.
But the openness that you have to have to the process is so intense and intimate for you to trust that that's your body talking to you.
Mm.
Did you know what I mean? Because we don't trust
Yeah.
when we sit and meditate and we ask the universe, "Hey, am I going to get the job?" And then we hear a response. We don't trust it.
Yeah, because we think that it's just ourselves talking, or we think that we're just answering ourselves,
Right,
and we're just
right,
like we're going crazy, and we're just like,
right.
okay, I must hear it from someone else because I'm obviously talking to myself and I'm telling myself what I want to hear. But yeah.
That's the funniest thing to me. I've always laughed at that, and I've gone through that myself. I'm not 20 years old. I've been doing this for a long time, and I went through
Mm.
that myself in my own development, where you hear the response, you're like, that's just me.
Yep.
And that's the funniest thing because you asked for this gift, you asked for the development, and then you get there, and then you don't trust it
Yeah.
because we don't trust. Trust is a hard one for we human beings. It's a hard
Yeah.
one.
It is. And even if you pay someone to give you the answer, you still may not trust that person because then they're like, well, are they telling me what it is?
That that right there is something that gets me because we will pay.
Hmm.
And I used to do that. I was a practitioner and I would do readings and stuff. We will pay hundreds of dollars to get someone to tell us what we could sit down and get ourselves,
Yep.
but we don't trust it.
Hmm.
You could take that $500 and go buy those shoes and sit down with yourself and get
Hmm.
the
In your
answer
shoes.
in those in
As
those
just,
in those beautiful $500 shoes
yep.
rather than give that $500 to that person.
Hmm.
But at the same time, I don't have a problem with it because not everybody knows how to connect within. I'm talking about those people who are learning to or know how to connect within.
Hmm.
But sometimes you do need a check-in.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need a check-in.
Agreed. Sometimes you
So
just need that
you
extra.
need a check-in, and I'm
Yeah.
okay with that. I'm not saying don't do it. I do not come for me. I'm not saying don't do it, and I'm not saying that they're not of value. They're very valuable because
Definitely.
sometimes you need that person
Hmm.
to either help you through a process,
Yes.
teach you how to do a process,
Hmm.
or affirm what you believe or what you need to know.
Agreed. Yes.
So I'm not down talking any of that. I'm just saying that's interesting to me that we don't trust it when we get it ourselves. We'll ask a question, hey, we'll meditate, we'll get out our pendulum, we'll do all this stuff, pull out our cards, and we'll get the answer. And we're like, I'm a book appointment, my psychic. But and,
Right.
the, and then you book your appointment, and the psychic tells you the same thing.
No, like you said, sometimes you just need that affirmation or that
Yeah.
confirmation, and the extra same answer to say, okay, I'm not crazy. I was on point. I was right. So
And so
sometimes it just helps that.
Yeah, and we talk about demystifying the mystical because that's what we do.
Hmm.
That inner voice, that's that part of you. When I say that, it's almost like it's symbiotic, and it's I'm a sci-fi writer. That's how I talk. If you think about, it's like we're different beings,
Hmm.
kind of together in one creation. And that's why they call it body, mind, and spirit. Because
Mm.
you've got the mental piece, the
Right.
thought piece, which is supposed to be the logical piece, but we're crazy because we're humans. But you've got the mental part, then you've got the spiritual part, and then you've got the physicality, the physical part,
Right.
body, mind, and spirit. Those are the three elements of what you are,
Hmm.
all living together in an organism like a symbiotic sea creatures all hooked together, and that's who we are.
Right.
So if you are going to speak to spirit, God, Jehovah, the goddess, the universe, whatever your process is,
Hmm.
and it speaks back to you, what voice do you think it's going to use?
Yeah,
It's going to use the
the
voice
one that's most comfortable.
that you're comfortable with, that you're accustomed to, which is yours.
Hmm.
As you grow and develop, you may hear different voices. But when you first start, as you're in this space and you're trying to trust, my goodness, for most of us, think about it. You're new at it,
Yeah.
right? And you're developing, and you sit down and you're like, ask a question, you get the big booming God Moses voice comes in, blah blah. You
Yeah.
would probably freak out and you'd never do it again.
Yep. That'd be the last time you touch that.
Be like, oh my God, that's scary, right? Or
Yep.
the burning bush comes up in your bedroom, like you would be scared out of your mind, and you wouldn't do it. So when you're
Yeah.
first starting out, you're going to probably hear your own voice because that's how they're going to communicate to you until they feel and you feel like you're ready.
Hmm.
It's about building trust,
Yeah.
and that's the hard part about stepping into this light working thing. I watch a lot of YouTube videos, like many of us do, because
Yep.
it's where entertainment is right now. And you get
Yeah.
the ads that come up, and there's a lot of ads for people building light worker processes,
Yes.
workshops, and all kinds of stuff. So
Yep.
we're in an age of enlightenment right now. And if you look at history, there's always an age of enlightenment
Hmm.
whenever there's a big flow of confusion, chaos, and darkness in society.
Right.
They go hand in hand.